Hello, one. Hello, all. I'm going to try and be quick. Let's see if we can do this in under 5 minutes. Right. You've heard a lot about the so-called interdict yesterday. Interdict, the interim SG or Mr. Tshabangu, whichever way you want to call him, has been interdicted. There is no such a thing. Yesterday, what happened yesterday is the CCC lodged an urgent chamber application to interdict Mr. Tshabangu. It was an urgent chamber application. And in that urgent chamber application, the judge says, and I'm reading the following. I have it here in front of me. It's actually case number HCH7321/23, right? And here is what the judge says. This urgent chamber application is against Mr. Tshabangu, is against the Speaker of the National Assembly, against the President of the Senate, and against the Minister of Local Government, right? Now, the judge says, the tag is urgent chamber application for interdict. Then the judge says, whereupon, after reading documents filed of record and hearing counsel, it is ordered that the hearing of the application is postponed to 20 November 2023. The hearing of the interdict is postponed. So you can't get an interdict before it's heard. It must be heard first. And then after hearing, and then you can have an interdict granted. So the hearing was postponed to November 2023 at 2:30 by consent. Now, an interdict, you don't have to consent to it. You'll be challenging it. If you are challenging an interdict and you don't win in that challenge, they don't say you've been interdicted by consent. No. This is an agreement between the lawyers of parliament, lawyers of the interim SG, and lawyers of the CCC. So there is no interdict. They consented to this. In any event, last time around when the first matter was being heard in court, Tshabangu didn't effect any recalls, cognizant that it will be tantamount to defeating the ends of justice. If you are being challenged in court, allow the court to play itself out. After that, then you can then do what you need to do. But here is a question that is not being asked. Why is this urgent interdict on the 12th hour, not even the 11th hour? Why so late in the day? I spoke to, contrary to this nonsense you hear about people trying to paint me as a boogeyman and whatever, I speak to a lot of CCC top officials, CCC sympathizers, and the benefactors. I speak to a lot of them. And of course, we differ on, but they never say I'm dishonest. They never say you've lied on this. They never say you've spinned this. No. All they are irritated with, why are you associating with Tshabangu, disassociated with Tshabangu? Of course, I differ fundamentally because that infringes on the right to association or freedom of association, freedom of or right to formulate an opinion and communicate same. So rights to speech and all those things. So that's where we differ. But we talk. So when they came to me with their grievances, I said, look, the interim SG, after his win on that Saturday judgment, on Sunday he gave Ezra Chisa Sibanda an interview. In that interview, he said, I thought the problems were more pronounced in Bulawayo. Actually, I've seen that they are more pronounced throughout the country, so I'm going to recall. And I said to them, so why don't you rush to court, even on a chamber, on an urgent chamber application, and interdict this action? And then they said, we are communicating to the champion-in-chief. We've communicated to him. There's an interdict underway. Interdict is in place. That's what they said. By Wednesday also, they said interdict is on place, or is already in place, yes. And then when there were all these purported recalls, some of them started sending me the stamped letters from Parliament. I said, but you've got nothing to worry. You've got an interdict. And the conversation ended there. And then the next thing, boom, we have these recalls happening, and then we have this urgent chamber application. When we get out of that chamber application, the lawyers stand in front of the cameras and lie and say we have an interdict, when they know that they have just consented to a postponement on the hearing on the same interdict. So I want to close with this text. Since we are a Christian nation, let's close with this text. This is what the Bible says. I think it's John 3:19. This is the verdict. That's the Bible. I'm reading from the NIV. This is the verdict. That light has come into the world, but men love darkness instead of light. And the question is, why would people love darkness instead of light? The Bible finishes by saying, because their deeds are evil. Hold on with the insult. Don't have to insult me. What I'm giving you is the truth. You can check this order by consent. What I've just told you, that's exactly what transpired. Ask yourself a question. Why was this made in the 11th hour when we had almost 2 weeks to work on this? Thank you.